Experiencing customs in a remote nation can be an unpleasant and startling procedure. In any event, when you realize you have everything all together. Maybe it's simply being decided at the doors. Maybe this is on the grounds that you realize that if something isn't right, you can't simply go home and return again in a few days. Along these lines, you've quite recently landed, you're worn out, energized and thinking about what bearing you ought to head in. Follow the crowds, join the queue. At that point, you encounter a glad or a harsh-looking immigration official. You hand over your visa, which they take from you, looking from you to the criminal-style image of you in your identification, and afterward begin composing ceaselessly. For what reason do you feel on edge out of nowhere? You haven't done anything incorrectly? Customs are intended to make individuals apprehensive. It's a method for all the more effectively uncovering the individuals who truly have something to stow away or are accomplishing something illicit. In the event that you're prepared and decidedly ready, at that point that won't be you. Acclimate yourself with what's in store at customs when you show up in Canada and have a considerably more charming experience. After landing, you will have a decision of two lines, one for Canadian, U.S. residents and permanent inhabitants, the other one is for every other person. Stand by quietly, and when you arrive at the migration counter, hand over your visa, customs announcement and have your supporting reports prepared. A duplicate of your Canadian employment proposition on the off chance that you are visiting on a Young Professionals, International Cooperation Internship or Migration Program visa. Any other supporting reports you might be solicited to give, for example, verification from reserves. A duplicate of your arrival flight ticket. Proof of clinical guide spread for your remain. Before your reports are returned, you will probably likewise be inquired as to whether you are conveying any nourishment things. Try not to lie. They can advise and may request that you move into the arbitrary pursuit line. On the off chance that you are moving to Canada, you will be approached to go to the new settlers' territory, where you will be posted a couple of extra inquiries which you will as of now be acquainted with, for example. Have you at any point been indicted for wrongdoing? Express entry candidates may get their certificate of permanent residency at this stage. Most new outsiders and explorers who have followed the channels of Canadian movement accurately discuss this piece of involvement with an extremely positive light. A few tips you may be needing. Return ticket. Except if you are legitimately moving, you might be solicited to show evidence from your arrival trip to show when you will leave. Your entrance and leave dates are followed, so on the off chance that you exceed your visa period, you will end up being an illicit worker. Be honest. Finding bothered or giving short solutions will never help. Try not to attempt to be amusing, you most likely aren't, and it makes you appear as though you're concealing something. Continuously be neighborly and offer responses as well as could be expected. Import-export officers are prepared to distinguish lying and individuals who are attempting to shroud something. Be ready as if you are in an interview. Be as ready as could be expected under the circumstances, have duplicates of every one of your archives, and be as satisfactory as conceivable after a long stretch flight. Don't engage in illegal activities. In case you're contemplating sneaking nourishment or creature items, realize that it will probably be found. Beside the sniffer hounds who are prepared to discover nourishment items as well, scanners and irregular hunts extraordinarily diminish your odds of sneaking anything through. Lastly, to be forewarned is to be forearmed.